None whatsoever, no. I mean, we were there. They were about to play the European anthem. The President of the European Parliament, Italian politician, Mr. Tajani, said, you know, it is respectful to stand up for the anthems of other countries. So basically saying the European Union is now a country. Did they ever ask anybody whether they wanted to be a country? From what I can remember, when there was a European constitution put, the French and Dutch rejected the concept in a referendum, and we were told the anthem would be dropped. So no regrets whatsoever.
But, you know, one of the great British virtues is courtesy. Weren't you behaving like the sort of worst kind of England football hooligan?
We didn't shout. We didn't make any noise. We just quietly followed the instructions we'd been given to stand up, but decided to turn our backs on things. And, you know, all through history, there are traditions of people turning their backs on things. One thinks perhaps of the Canadian Parliament, where those campaigning for women's rights turned their backs a few years ago on Trudeau. These things happen.
Now, Johnson and Hunt, the two candidates running to be leader of the Tory party, are both pledging to take the UK out of the EU. In the case of Johnson, definitely on the 31st. In the case of Hunt, a matter of a few days later, at worst, he would say. So the Brexit party's on borrowed time. Your party will be totally redundant within a matter of a few weeks.
Well, I think the Brexit party's forced the agenda. I don't think either of them will be saying what they were, had it not been for the very impressive showing the Brexit party had in the European elections, and indeed in many opinion polls since that date. Look, you know, Theresa May gave a speech at Lancaster House. I cheered it to the rafters. She then told us 108 times we were leaving on the 29th of March. So when I hear Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt tell me we will be leaving on the 31st of October, I don't believe them, and frankly, I'm not sure that I trust them at all.
Will you dismantle the party, though, if they stick to what they're promising and take us out on the 31st of October?
Well, look, firstly, I think that's extremely unlikely. I hope I'm wrong, but I do. Secondly, the Brexit party is about more than just leaving the European Union. It's about the fundamental reform, change and modernisation our entire political system in this country needs. We also need to re-engage with those outside London who feel utterly disconnected in every way. So no, we are a radical movement for political change. Leaving the European Union is just the first step.
And if there's a general election as soon as the autumn, and many people think there will you fight every seat?
Yeah, we should have, by the end of next week, 650 candidates who've been vetted and approved and waiting to be put into parliamentary seats. And the intention right now is to fight every seat in the country. Absolutely.
Now, the Prime Minister, Jeremy Hunt, William Hague, all think that if we have a no-deal Brexit, the United Kingdom will break up, that Northern Ireland and Scotland, there'll be referendums there and they'll both vote to leave. They're right. A no-deal referendum threatens the integrity of the United Kingdom.
You know, yeah, well, they said if we voted Brexit. I mean, William Hague was very clear. If we vote Brexit, the United Kingdom will break up. We're 3 years on. We're not seeing that in any way at all. And frankly, you know, we've had enough of all these threats. I don't see any possibility, I really don't, of Scotland leaving the United Kingdom to join this United States of Europe that is being built and having to sign a commitment to join the euro. I just, in the case of Scotland, do not see that happening.
But just to be clear, there are some people who voted for Brexit in England who say Brexit is more important than keeping the UK together. Is it more important for you?
Look, being an independent, self-governing nation is the number one. If there were parts of the United Kingdom that didn't wish to stay part of it, that would be deeply regrettable. But I just don't believe that to be the case. I really, genuinely don't believe it.
Now, the European Parliament is threatening to throw you out because of your failure to disclose all the money you received from Arron Banks. Does that worry you?
Yeah. I've received no money from Arron Banks, none whatsoever, not a single penny. Did I go off to America with him on a couple of trips? Yes. Did I have a property I could stay at when it suited me? Yes.
But wasn't that worth money? That was worth money to you, the property.
none of it in performance of my duties as a member of the European Parliament. And indeed, I have, in the last 48 hours, met the authorities here, and they are absolutely satisfied with that situation.
Now, there are some on the Brexiter side of the Tory party who say that if there is a general election in the autumn, they would rather like the new Prime Minister to do a deal with you, sort of form an election pact with the Tory party. You up for it?
Well, again, we're back to trust, aren't we? Who on earth would I trust? I mean, if we had a new Conservative leader who said, right, I'm going to face down the House of Commons, and if necessary, I will call a general election this autumn on us leaving on the 31st of October. If a Conservative leader, Prime Minister, had the guts to do that, then of course, if they wanted to come and talk to us, we would be prepared to listen. You know, we would meet them, I guess, in a demilitarised zone, because at the moment, whenever my name or the Brexit Party name comes up, all we get is abuse and insult. So I don't think we're very close to a deal, and I also don't think, to be honest with you, we're very close to having a Prime Minister who would really have the courage to do that. If they did, fine, but I just don't see it.
Finally, we've got another by-election coming up. It's another by-election in which you yourself are not fighting. People are saying you are frightened of being possibly defeated.
Oh dear, oh dear. Look, let's be honest about this. The Brecon and Radnor seat is a Liberal Democrat stronghold. They have masses of data. They are already miles ahead in the opinion polls. So the Lib Dems are going to win Brecon and Radnor. I think all I can tell you is we're going to give it our best shot, as we did at Peterborough. Let's wait and see what happens. Right now, I'm leading a group of 29 MEPs in this place, 26 of whom had never been here until yesterday. I'm also leading a national party that is not even 12 weeks old, and we're getting ready to fight a national general election. My plate is pretty full at this moment in time.
Nigel Farage, as always, good to see you.